now we just finished making our color wheel. I want to talk about making mud. So there's one thing I want to explain. So just how we have our primary colors here, we've made beautiful colors here. But what happens when you mix something and you get mud? Why is that happening? So I want to explain to you why. So you have a red and you have green. They're opposite on the color wheel. They're called complementary colors. So we have orange and we have blue. They're opposite on the color wheel. We have purple and yellow. So when we mix something opposite of the other color on the color wheel, you are going to get what they call mud. Now, I'm going to explain that to you because it's pretty neat too, because it can also be to your benefit. So if you have yellow and purple, and we have red and orange, and we have blue and, red and green, and we have blue and orange, we get mud, but it can also tint your really vibrant colors and create a muted tone. So I'm going to explain that as we play with some colors here. So I'm going to flip the page. And we're going to stay with the same palette we were working with. And you know how we made purple. So I'm just going to make some more purple here. Okay, so we have our purple. Now that is opposite of yellow. So what happens here, I'm going to put purple down. You know what, I'm going to add a little white because white is going to help you see it better while I'm doing this. So here I'm going to add some white. I'm going to add a little more red to that purple mix. And just a tiny bit of white will help to make it show up a little bit. So here we have our purple. And a little more. Isn't that pretty? We got that pretty color. This is called tint. So you have a dark, if you put black to a color, you're going to get a shade. If you add white to a color, you're getting a tint. So here we have this really pretty lavender tint for the lavender. Anyway, now if I was to take a little bit of the yellow and I was to add that to this, see how it becomes a grayish color? So what if I added a little bit more of the reddish color? So you still, it's really a pretty color. It's more of a muted purple. So if you keep adding, and you like that shade maybe, now I'm going to add a little more yellow. You just get all kinds of different variations just by mixing those two colors. We have actually all three. So we have our red and our blue and our yellow, and just a touch of white. Now we have some muted colors. And I don't know about you, but I like muted colors. So it's just fun. You started with two colors, you made a purple. And we added white, and now we have a lavender color. Then we took our yellow and supposedly made mud, but we actually got some really cool gray tones going on here. You just keep playing until you get the shades you like. I like painting paper because you can, it's just practicing, right? You just play around. Okay, so that's our purple that we got from mixing our blue and our red. So now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to use our other colors. So let's do our, we're using our orange. Okay, so what do we have on the opposite? So that was purple and yellow. Now we're going to mix orange and blue because they're opposite. So we have to make some more orange here. And to make orange, what do we need? We need our yellow and our red. Again, we got that gorgeous color there. I don't know. I love that. It's like a coral color. Okay, so got that pretty orange color, different shades. depending how much yellow you add. I'm going to add a touch of white. Oops, I think I just got a little bit of green in there, but that's okay. Yep, there, see, that's the green in my brush. Okay, so now I'm going to wash that brush out. And we have our orange color, and the opposite on the color wheel is blue. I need a clean brush for this one. Okay, so we have our orange. We're going to add a touch of blue to this. And watch how it turns to, let's see here. We need some more orange. I'm making more orange with a touch of blue. It mutes that color down really pretty. So if you don't like the real vibrant shades of reds and oranges, take the opposite color from the color wheel and you can mute them down. And more blue, get more grays or browns. It's starting to turn brown there. Isn't that cool? Okay, just play around with that. You can add even more and you get, that's more of a gray color. Now I'm going to add some more white. And all that is, we had our red and our yellow, and we made orange. Then we took a touch of the blue, and we made this muddy color, but then I added white. Look at that. Isn't that cool? You got some earth tones going on there. I don't know about you, but I like earth tones. Okay. I'm going to wash my brush again. And which colors did we not do yet? So this was the orange, this was the purple, and now we need to do the green. Okay, so I'm going to find a clean section here. And I'm going to make more of my green color. And what is opposite of green on the color wheel? It is red. So here we have our green. Okay, and the next thing we're going to add, I'm going to make a little more and more yellow. Okay, the next thing we're going to add is just a touch of red. Let's see what happens. See how that mutes that green color down even more? Add a little bit more. And a little bit more. Got some grays going on there. So play around with it. See what colors you can come up with. And again, we had our green color made with our blue and our yellow, and we added a touch of red. So it's 3 colors and a touch of white, and you get so many variations here. Hope you enjoyed that little lesson on making mud.